Greetings gaming universe, my name is Retro Dave and today I am going to be doing something a bit different. I have been given a Amega 500 by a colleague from work. I've still got it in the bag over here. I'm going to get it out and have a look at it. Maybe tomorrow or another time I'll actually see whether it's working, but for today I'm just going to have a good look at it and clean it up and see what I can do with it further. So here it is. Let's grab the bag and move it closer to my table I've got set up. So, pull it out, put it on the table. There we go. Wow, look at that. Gorgeous. Let's move it along a bit. I don't know whether you can see in this camera, but there's quite a lot of dust in between these. I've got a air duster in here. I'll just see if you can focus that. Once I've sprayed out, I'm going to spray out the insides. So I'm going to have to unscrew. Let's flip this over for a sec. What have we got underneath here? Right. Screws. There's one missing there. There's a screw under there. 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one's missing, so that's 6. Okay, alright. There we go. 6 screws I'm going to have to take off. I'll do that later. This floppy disk drive looks okay. Let's see what kind of content. So it's got a hell of a lot of things. Look at all of this. So it's got left and right audio there. That's good. And then video. That's for the joysticks. 2 joysticks. Okay. Disk drive. Serial port. Don't know what that is. Parallel port. Again, don't know what that is. An RGB video. I'm guessing RGB video is this thing. This thing, I'm guessing, just gets slotted in there. And then I can get RF cable out. And audio and video as well. So, I'm not sure how I'm going to record off of this. I've never really known how to record off of an RF out. But if anybody knows how to record off an RF output, that would be really useful because I've got lots and lots of things I can record. So we've got this. What else have we got in here then? Power supply. The guy I got this from has told me he hasn't used it in a long time, so who knows whether it'll work. He also said, here's the mouse, he also said that one of the buttons on the mouse doesn't work. So I'm definitely going to have to take that apart and have a look at it. Let's see. 2 screws, mouse ball. What else we got? Joystick. Joystick. Oh, look at that. That's bad. RF cable. Lots of RF cables. Good. Could always use more RF cables. Love them. And now the games. Hunter. I don't know what to expect with the games. He's just giving me loads and loads and loads of floppy disks, and some of them have games. Some of them have a word processor in. Other things. Is that it? That's everything. So I'm going to get on with cleaning up the rest of the outside, and then maybe I'm going to video in a few minutes time me taking it apart and cleaning up the inside as well. Okay, so now we've come back to the Amega 500. I've cleaned it up now. Just on the outside I've cleaned up all the keys. They're still yellowed, but that's sun damage. That can't be reversed so easily just by cleaning it. But I've gotten rid of some of the dust between the keys, and I've cleaned the surface. As you can see, the Amega sign now no longer looks grimy. There's no grime in between these bits here. Now what I need to do is clean up inside. So I've already taken off all the screws from underneath. I've put them in this pot here. I'm just going to take off the casing now. There we go. Put that to one side. Ew, look at it. Now I've already had a quick peek and it's pretty dusty. There's the keyboard there. Even the bed for the keyboard is pretty dusty as well. Now actually you can take the keyboard off, so I'm gonna disconnect it and take it off now. It slots up like that to reveal some casing underneath and that. So okay, now what have we got in here? We've got some casing. What do I need to do to remove that? There's some screws here. There's no screws here. There's a couple of screws on this box here, but I might leave, this is the floppy disk drive, I might leave this intact. Just clean it out a bit with the airbrush. Get rid of some of this crap. That's a quick spray. So now I'm just going to continue by taking off some of these screws, release the circuit board, have a look at it, see what I can do with it. Most of it will just be cleaning with this, maybe brushing it off a bit, getting rid of some of the dust that has accumulated over the years, and then I'll put it back together again. I'm also going to clean up this keyboard some more. There's a few more bits of computer linked to the keyboard. And here we go, the full inner computer of the Amega 500. There's the processor there, and some other chips around. I don't really understand much about these things, but I do know that it's very dusty, and I don't think you can clearly see that. Ah, there you go. Yeah, it's focused. You can see that it's covered in dust, so I'm just going to remove all of that. These all look very important. That's as much as I'm willing to do on camera. I'm going to continue to clean this up. Once I've cleaned it up, I'll put it back together again. And maybe in another video I'll show it running, if it runs. I'm pretty confident it will though, because it looks in good working order. Okay, so there we go. The Amega has been cleaned up completely inside and out, and I've put it back together again. I've also had a look at some of the other bits that came with the Amega itself. So I opened up the power pack and cleaned out all the dust, and the same with the mouse. I opened it up and just gave it a good clean. The ball was hideously dirty, and the surface of the mouse is still not perfect, but it's way better than it was. I was told that one of the buttons on the mouse didn't work. It's this one. This one works fine, but this one is no longer responsive. It looks like the actual contact for the mouse itself needs replacing. But there we go. I'm sure it works in every other way. I've cleaned it up anyway. The whole thing is now clean. The power supply, it's got lots of burn marks on the outside, like there. It actually, as well, I took it apart and looked at the circuit. It's got a circuit board inside with lots of transformers on, and a couple of the transformers have kind of burnt out as well. So I don't expect this to work, and even if it does work, it might short circuit or explode very quickly. But again, I think I might be able to source a new one of these very easily. Anyway, that's the power supply. It's cleaner. The only way to fully test it is to plug it in and see whether it turns on. The one thing I am absolutely confident in is the Amega itself. The Amega, when I opened it up, cleaned it up, and had a good look at it, all of the electrics look perfect. The Amega itself has been kept in a particularly good condition. There's just a little bit of yellowing on the keys and a little bit of yellowing on the surface of the computer itself. But I mean, that's aesthetics. That's not going to affect how well it runs. So there we go. Big thank you to Glen. Cheers, Glen, for giving me this. I'll pay you well for it. Don't you worry about that. And I'll finish off, there's the Amega sign there, I'll finish off with that. So thanks everyone for watching. My name's Retro Dave, and if you like what you see, leave a like or hit subscribe to see some other stuff that I do. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.